Kiki got a whole dare not to do drugs platform on this reunion. That's what she got. Okay, go ahead, Kiki. You better turn this into a public announcement, a service announcement, commercial, something. You better do something with the platform, Kiki, because they gave you a platform, girl. Anyway. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brenda Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brenda Yvonne. Here at my channel, y'all know we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. This video, we are talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is the season 5 reunion part 2. Y'all, I didn't know we had to do part 3 still next week. This reunion has exhausted me. Like, it's been good, but it's also exhausting, and I feel like they jam-packed a bunch into the second episode, but we're gonna get into it, y'all. It's also late, so I'm gonna try not to be on here too long because I have to go back to work tomorrow morning, and I'm hoping they cancel school because of all the flooding. Just to give y'all a little tidbit, I live in California, and specifically Stockton, California, where they showed the flooding on the Shade Room in the news and everything. And so it looks like some of the floods were clearing up. I haven't seen other parts of town than where I live really, but the storm is hitting right now, another one. So it's going to probably be more flooding continuing, and so I'm really hoping they cancel school tomorrow, but we gonna see. Anyway, it's okay because I've been on vacation, so you know, if I gotta go to work tomorrow, I gotta work tomorrow, but I ain't gonna be mad at a cancellation, right? Anyway, just wanted to let y'all know what was going on in my area, and you know, let y'all know that obviously I'm good, I'm safe, but the city definitely is experiencing, as well as the whole state of Cali, a lot of flooding and storms and rain. Unprecedented rain, I believe. Anyway, y'all didn't come here to hear about the weather, right? So before we get into anything else though, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe to the channel. Also want to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed. I finally hit 200. I thought I hit it the other day, then it went back down to 199. Now it's officially at the 200 mark, so I'm very happy for that. Thank you all who support the channel. I'm glad to finally make that milestone, and you know, I'm still trying to grow this channel, so just keep subscribing. It's very helpful, and anything you want me to support, I support y'all as well. Also comment down below and share the video if you enjoy it. Let me know what y'all think of part 2 of this reunion, because like I tell y'all, it was tiring. It was a lot happening. Let's just get into the episode now, y'all. I was going to mention something else that I forgot, so maybe it wasn't important. So the reunion picked up where we left off last week with Kiki talking about the picture in Tisha's phone. Tisha's like, yeah, picture was in Marsau's phone of a girl showing like a booty shot. So it wasn't like a naked picture, it was a booty shot. So Tisha was like, yeah, that happened. But Tisha's basically saying like, that ain't evidence of Marsau cheating. Kiki was like, oh, I never really said that, but she was like, you did confide in me, and you showed me a picture of Marsau, and there was, I guess, a heart. So Carlos was like, oh, there was hearts on the booty picture. So then Tisha and Marsau was like, no, Marsau liked it, like he hearted it or gave it a like or something. And so then Marsau, I guess they asked Marsau like, what did the picture say, or what did he respond? He said the girl sent the picture, he didn't respond. Then Kiki was like, no, you said, like afternoon, like what, an afternoon surprise or delight or something. And so afternoon surprise, like, oh no, she said, a midday surprise, something like that. And so then, which I knew Kiki wasn't lying because that was very specific, right? So, Kiki was like, yep, that's what you said. That's what you said. Marsau was like, yeah, oh, yeah. Tisha and Marsau, like, they didn't remember it. They claim it was 12, 14 years ago. Kiki said it wasn't that long ago. Who knows? Everybody wants to then know, well, Carlos is like, well, what made the girl think she could send you that kind of photo? That's what I said, Carlos. That's what I said. He said, Marsau was like, he started his sentence with a so I was like, oh, he about to lie. And he said he had interviewed the girl for some position. And then she sent him that picture, and girls now be DMing him out the blue. He don't know why she thought it was cool to that. Martell over there throwing shade like, did she get the job? Maurice over there cracking up because he ain't in the hot seat and ain't been but much of a hot seat yet. Saying, ooh, that Martell don't let up. I'm like, y'all a mess. Y'all, this whole reunion is a mess to me. Tisha was like, yes, found a picture on the phone. Yes, I confronted Marsau. Well, first, her and Kiki got on their investigation hats and they, researched, tried to figure out what was going on with the girl and all that. They, couldn't find any other evidence, couldn't figure that Marsau was probably cheating. So that was that, but she did confront him on it. So Carlos was like, I don't care if it was 1 woman, 50 women, how long ago it was, like, you're not, like, how's that not him, had cheated on you? And so Tisha was like, trust me, like, if Marsau would have cheated on me, if I have evidence, if you send me evidence Marsau cheated on me, yeah, then I'm going to know Marsau cheated on me. She's basically saying that's not what this is. And she's like, Kiki knows me. She knows, like, if that's what it is, I would have left Marsau, but that's not what it is. And so then, it just gets to be a bunch of arguing. Somehow Kiki and Miss Wanda get to arguing because Miss Wanda is saying that, Kiki was wrong to be coming on the show. Kiki was like, I love this girl. I support her. She knows that. And I will be there for her. I was not trying to, bring nothing on her as I know she was going through and all this. And Miss Wanda's thing is, if you really loved her, her family, you wouldn't be going to this girl talking about Mel, about her business and, going to her, doing what Kiki was doing. And I agree, Kiki, why are you on the show? They gave Kiki a whole bunch of time. They gave her a good first 25 minutes. So anyway, then Carlos asked, I guess he asked Kimmy something about the pajama party. Was there other things said about Tisha at the party that were not aired? And Kimmy was like, yes, they was. In the beginning of the party, when they was all outside, and Tisha was talking about her issues with Tisha. Kiki was talking about her issues with Tisha, sorry. And they showed the clip, and then in the clip, Kimmy was saying, see, this is a conversation that you think you should be having with Tisha in another setting, because having it in front of all these people right here doesn't look good. So Kimmy did say that in the scene. And so Kiki was like, oh, I wasn't saying, like, who said I was saying all that stuff? Kimmy was like, you did. Like, I'm the one that just called you out on it in the scene. And so then Kiki was trying to deny it. Kiki tried to say she wasn't trying to hurt Tisha like that. Kiki was hurt about the whole drug allegation thing. Marsau was like, okay, tell me this. He want to ask the Holtz, when I brought the information about Kiki to you guys, did I say it in a malicious, like, funny ha-ha way? And so Mel said, yes, you did. Martell said he just honestly don't remember it at all. Martell's trying to be neutral as he can. That's all Martell want to do. He want to be neutral. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to turn this a tad. There we go. So anywho, then let's see. We had Kiki saying that, well, Marsau was first saying that he would not do that. Somebody hurting like that, he would take it seriously. He would never do that. He was there for, Kiki when she was going through her stuff. Mel didn't believe it and agree. Maurice was like, no, he knows that Marsau wouldn't do that. And everybody said, they know Marsau likes to joke around. And Mel was like, you weren't like shouting from the rooftops and but you were definitely like laughing about it. And Marsau was like, of course, like if someone's having that kind of problem where they're stealing, people's medicine and stuff, yeah, I'm going to tell you if I'm going to their house, which I agree. Like I said in the previous video, like, if you bringing somebody to my house that doing something like that, yeah, you need to tell me. I would appreciate a heads up so I can lock my stuff up. Don't let me come up with some missing pills or money or goods or whatever, and then you tell me, oh, yeah, that's probably so-and-so because they had a problem with that. Then I'm going to be mad at you for bringing your problematic friend to my house. So I agree for the reasons for telling it. Kiki said that she knows that, Marsau's a jokester. She don't believe in her heart that he would have said it intentionally. Marsau saying that he told Tisha to tell, and if Tisha didn't tell, he was going to tell. And he said he was the one that told. Mel was like, mm-hmm. And so they still were trying to kind of paint it as a picture that Marsau was doing it maliciously. And Maurice was standing behind his brother in that moment and saying, no, he didn't. He was like, there was plenty of times where Marsau went to Kiki's rescue in different situations. And so that's probably honestly what happened. And even Kiki don't think Marsau did it maliciously. And so Kiki also said when she first, had the problem, first person she told was Tisha. Tisha was the person that took her to the rehab place. So that just goes to show you how close they were. Or are. I don't know what they got going on now. Like Kiki said, she don't believe he did it maliciously. Her thing was that she was hurting because she didn't want her personal business told, and it wasn't for them to tell. Carlos asked how Tisha and Kiki were doing now. Kiki said, we're cordial, trying to move forward. Tisha was like, I supported Kiki and everything she's trying to do. I've always encouraged her. I've always, told her to do different things. I've always had her back, so I don't understand when she came on the show why she said we were in this bad place. Tisha's thing is we in the same place we were before you went to the pajama party. That's what Tisha said. So anyway, Carlos thanked Kiki for coming on the show and sharing her addiction story. Okay, Kiki got a whole dare not to do drugs platform on this reunion. That's what she got. Okay. Go ahead, Kiki. You better turn this into a public announcement, a service announcement, commercial, something. You better do something with the platform, Kiki, because they gave you a platform, girl. Anyway, and let's see. We move on. I think at this point, we end up just Miss Wanda on the stage with Kiki left. And so then we got to the whole brawl down to the Madani when they had the big old fight. And Carlos said how it was like one of the biggest talked about moments of the whole series. And so Carlos asked Miss Wanda, what did she say? Miss Wanda explains this for the 100th time. I'm so tired of rehashing this whole, was she talking about the kid? Was she talking about Mel sleeping around? This whole fight. I'm tired of it. So Miss Wanda said, she was going off of the live that Martell had did on Dr. Heavenly's show. And so what he said, and so also I guess there's pictures circulating online saying that Sugar Mama wasn't Martell's and doing picture comparisons, which why are people doing that? And then why, Miss Wanda, are you taking things to social media and putting it on the show? I mean, that's what they do on the show anyway. It's just irritating to me. So Miss Wanda was trying to explain her side. Carlos asked Martell, do you believe that Miss Wanda was talking about the baby? He said, yes, that's what he believes. They also brought up the whole thing of what Mel said about Miss Wanda's baby daddy and her DMs on the nightcap and all that stuff. So Tisha did say, her mom was wrong, but... So everybody kept saying Miss Wanda was wrong, but... and so I guess that is what became the issue for, some people on the stage. And so Marsau said, yeah, she was wrong. Like, we knew from her initial intentions she was talking about Mel. But then when, the kid comes into it, that's when Miss Wanda should have paused. She was wrong. Tisha said the same thing. She's like, however, she don't want to put the blame all on her mom because she knows that Mel has started it and her and Mel go tit for tat. And so she's like, she knows her mom's heart. Those are not her mom's intentions. So then Martell is asking, Marsau, well, how do you know what Miss Wanda's intentions were? And so he's like, I think that was her intentions. Even Maurice and Kimmy are saying, Maurice said he understands both sides. But at the end of the day, like, Miss Wanda was saying, about Mel, but then when it comes in, you bring in kids in, that it's not the same. So then Carlos get mad, right? Carlos was like, oh, this is really disappointing me because, when we started the show, we talked about different things and, we said that kids are off limits. And it's really disappointing me that that you guys are not having, the same sentiments and the same passion They're like, last year when Tiffany did what she said about Monster, because remember when she talked about Monster vaping in the bathroom, and everybody agreed Tiffany was wrong. Everybody she got dragged on social media. Everybody on the stage at the reunion, we're pretty much on the same page. Like, she was wrong to do that, to talk about a kid. And so Carlos' thing is like, why y'all don't have the same passion this time? And he's like, you guys are, surprising me, not in a good way. So then Kimmy was like, well, who's you guys? So then he was like, I'm talking about everybody on this stage. And so Kimmy's like, well, let me speak for myself. She's like, Wanda has always crossed the line. And, I've gotten into it in the past with Miss Wanda, and Tisha knows that her mom crosses the line. And I don't, Kimmy basically said she didn't think any of it was right, that none of it should have been said. And so Carlos was saying how, and Tisha was saying she agreed, her mom shouldn't have done that. And then Carlos was saying, well, it took you, like, in all fairness, it took you a while to admit that your mom was wrong, and you were kind of like, your mom was wrong. And so Carlos was saying how, like, there was a time, I guess, the whole thing when Martell said that Marsau had 20 women, and I guess MJ Marcel's son had caught wind of it, and so there was a scene, it was that bowling alley scene when they had the birthday party at the bowling alley for the kids, and so that was like season 1 or 2, I believe, season 2, I think, and so Martell pulled MJ aside to apologize about him saying that about his dad, and said, I was just trying to get under his skin. There was nothing to it. So then I guess Marsau had a conversation with Carlos off camera about it, because he didn't know, I guess, that scene was going to be happening. And so he said, I didn't want my kids involved in something like this. So Carlos got really emotional and was like, I can't, he apologized to him and was like, I can't believe me as a grown person would do that and not be aware not to do that. And so Carlos' thing is that, like, why are we not having the same passion in this sense? And so and then Martell's like, yeah, Carlos, and why you don't have the same energy for my kid as you did for Marsau in that instance? And so he was like, you didn't even address the thing when Miss Wanda was talking about the kid's hair and stuff. And so Carlos was like, I don't know, Carlos said he didn't remember it, or he didn't know about it, or no one came to him and told him about it. And then Carlos got back at Martell, though. He was like, okay, but if you had problems with something, like, you could have emailed me. You emailed me about plenty of other stuff you had issues with on the show all the time. So you could email me, like, about the hair thing or whatever else if you had a problem. Facts. My thing is this. Okay, at the end of the day, bottom line, Miss Wanda should not have said anything in regards to anybody's kids. I think her initial shooting of her weapon, right, was to hurt Mel. Okay, to say, oh, you sleeping around, you don't even know who your baby daddy is. Yeah, okay, somebody said to me, you're insulting me. However, the kid becomes collateral damage, and that's the problem. I don't think she directly I think she indirectly affected the child, which is still a problem, even if she did it directly or indirectly. I can't fully 100% compare it to the monster issue. However, because Tiffany was directly saying, oh, didn't Monster get accused of blah, blah, blah. So she went for the child. It had nothing to do with Maurice or Kimmy or even Monster's mom, right? It had nothing to do with the parents. It strictly had to do with the kids. The situation with Miss Wanda and Sugar Mama, granted, we should not be talking about kids, period. Like, kids should be off limits. However, I think Miss Wanda's direct bullet was for Mel, but it's like the baby caught the stray, in my opinion, which is still wrong. I'm not saying Miss Wanda is right in any way. Y'all ain't got to crucify me. I don't need no millimeters arguing me with the comments unless you just want to. I'll take it. Fine. Miss Wanda was wrong. I agree. Miss Wanda's wrong. I do think that her intention was not for the kid, though. I think her intention was for Mel. Because Mel talked about her baby daddy. So she wanted to get back at her. I don't think it had anything to do with the kids. Now, her talking about the kids' hair, and stuff like that, she shouldn't be doing that. Even if she's directing it at Mel, calling her a bad mother, at the end of the day, you are still affecting the kids. And the same thing in this situation. Talking about her not knowing who the baby's father is, you're still, at the end of the day, affecting the kid. Miss Wanda said, you know, her intention was not to talk about the baby. She didn't know that her saying that was talking about her baby. That's not what she was saying. She was talking about Mel. And she did apologize. And Carlos said, did you hear the apology? What do you think? She was like, it don't mean nothing to her now. You know, she don't really accept the apology. Carlos said, you know, could you ever see yourself moving forward with anybody on this stage? Mel said no, which we're not surprised. Her attitude from the beginning of the reunion has been like that, okay? So I'm like, girl, who you gonna film with? Just Stormy and Tiffany? And where are the Whitlows? Well, maybe they at home because I think Tiffany is pregnant. Anyway, then Carlos had said, you know, he was hoping that this would go a different way. He knows that the six of them have this chemistry. And, you know, that's why when the whole incident happened, Mel and Martell came to him. And, you know, they were not happy with the way things had went. And so he said, okay, we need to get the comeback group to come together. And that's how that comeback group meeting came about. I was like, oh, okay, so that makes sense. Because they sure did play it on the show like Martell and Mel set this meeting up, but really it was Carlos telling them, hey, you need to do this so they can hash it out. And like Carlos said, there is chemistry between them, and you know, all that makes sense. Another important part of the story, which I thought was a good point, that Tisha and Marsau brought up. Marsau was saying to Mel, because Mel was saying like, she went over there to talk to Bernard. She acted like she know Bernard's name. And she's like, oh yeah, I saw the guy over there who was in the live talking about he gonna bring whoever over there. And so she's like, oh yeah, you the one talking about me in the live, right? So she's like, I was having a conversation with him, and then Miss Wanda jumped in. That's not how it went. And then they did run the clip back. And so, and even Miss Wanda was like, no, that's not how it went. They ran the clip back and how she got on the live. And then Miss Wanda was just sitting up her food though, and then the guy told her she's like, I can't do it live. And so Mel's like story of, oh, I went over there with peace. Like, no, you went over there to get it started with Miss Wanda. Granted, you had rights to and reasons to, in my opinion, wrong place, wrong time. But you definitely came over there to get something started. Like, she trying to come over there like, oh, I came to talk to Bernard, and then Miss Wanda got in my face, or wherever she said it. That ain't how she said it, but she made it like she went over there with peaceful intentions, and that's not how she went over there, okay? And Marcel brought that up, and he was like, okay, if somebody talked about my kid, I'm not going to go over there with peace. I'm going to go over there angry. So I would, like, if you coming over there the way you did is understandable. So he's like saying, like, why are you trying to make it like you didn't go over there like that? And so Tisha and Marcel's thing is like, you're not taking accountability for any of this. And that's what Tisha's thing is, like, I don't want it all put on my mom. Like, yeah, my mom was wrong. Yeah, my mom doesn't need to be saying this stuff. But, like, Mel does these things too, and there's no accountability. And I can see what they mean by that. Because, Mel, you did come over there to get it started with Miss Wanda. You had all the reasons to, got it. But you definitely came over there to get it started with Miss Wanda. So then, you know, Carlos thanked Miss Wanda for coming to the stage and exited her off. Okay. Let's see. Then we had Stormy and Destiny come out, right? So Stormy looked really good. Destiny did too. I really liked Stormy's outfit though. And so he was talking to Stormy about, you know, but we're actually talking to both Stormy and Destiny, what happened at Valentine's Day and how it exploded, and they showed all the little clips. And so Stormy said she literally was just trying to figure out what the issue was, because they had been filming a long time, and Mel and Destiny just were like, they're not gonna say nothing to each other, and it's nothing, there's no problem. And so Stormy was literally just trying to figure out what the problem was, and then Destiny got tired of her asking her the same question over and over. And so then basically Stormy was trying to match Destiny's energy. And so it was funny because they made a point saying that Destiny and Stormy were kind of similar, and they argued that they were like saying the same exact thing. It's kind of crazy. I think they actually will end up being good friends. Maybe they could. I don't know about Mel is going to be between them though, so I don't know. And so Destiny and not Destiny and Mel, Destiny and Stormy actually seem to be cool on stage. They seemed really cool with each other and like they were willing to move forward. Destiny, I think Stormy says she's open to being, being fine with Destiny being her friend, and Destiny felt the same way. Carlos brought up how like fans didn't like Stormy. They said that she's making the show ratchet. She was giving Love and Hip Hop. They didn't really want her on the show. Now, the y'all fans, I love Marriage Huntsville too. I watched it from day one. I've always been a fan. But, like, y'all be doing too much, okay? Now, granted, I go in on the Whitlows on Twitter. I do. Stormy rubbed me the wrong way at first, but Stormy changed her whole PR. She got it together. She saw how she was received and she changed it around. But I like Stormy. I think she's a boss businesswoman. She has that whole estate. The fact that she's in the black beauty industry is a plus. She never gave me ratchet. She just gave me like, she first came on like, I don't want to call it hood because then I'm playing into the stereotype of what Carlos was saying, how just because you're from the South, because she's from Mississippi, doesn't mean you're like ghetto or ratchet or you're hood. I don't know if Stormy came on acting like kind of big and bad, like she was Mel's bulldog or something. And then the way she came on acting, and she didn't need to, like, if she would have came on acting the way she does now, we would have loved her. But I think she came in with like a battery in her back from Mel and kind of, like ready to help fight Mel's battles. That was the issue with Stormy. It wasn't her. And then her accent with it, like being like, oh, like I ain't hanging with Tiffany and all that. Like, that's what, I'm not saying her accent is an issue. I'm just saying that her whole thing of like, her whole attitude was stank when she first came on the show. That was the problem. So then people saying like, oh, she sound ghetto and stuff. It was just like the accent put the icing on the cake of like, oh, you trying to be hood or big and bad and all that, which I don't think that's what she was trying to do. I think she honestly came on there thinking she was going to have to help fight Mel's battles, and she didn't need to do that. That's just my take on it, y'all. Anyway, then we got to, but Stormy, you doing your thing, girl. We love you now. Destiny, they got to Destiny. Carlos said people have said she difficult. The producer said she's difficult. She's not trying to share enough on the show. She seems like guarded, all this stuff. And so even Kiki and Tisha, her friends now, but even in the scenes, it seems like they've tried to pull things out of her. They can't. Kimmy has said the same thing. And she said, yes, she said it to her on camera, off camera. Destiny said, with her divorce and everything that happened, like she honestly could not talk about those things. Her and her husband had an agreement and they could not talk about those things. So, Carlos was like, we get it with the first marriage, which is true. We get the first marriage, why she couldn't talk about it, which sucked, but we get it. Carlos was like, with 30 episodes of this new season, I like how we called it 30 episodes. So he still wanted us to think it's season 4, even though own people say it's season 5. Gotcha, Carlos. So, he said, this new season, you sitting on the sofa, it's just a pillow next to you. You supposed to be in love, but girl, we're your man. You could be telling us everything that's going on now. And so Destiny is like, yes, she is in love. She plans to share more. She's tried to share more. She shared scenes of her getting emotional and going through things, but they just weren't aired. And she doesn't know why they weren't aired. And Tisha even agreed. Kimmy was saying that, she might need to be on a different show if she's not going to open up because this is reality TV. I was wondering why Kimmy was she was digging into Destiny a little bit. I wasn't really sure why. That's why part of me feels like this reunion, they were kind of making TV based on some of the scenes and the way people were like throwing in stuff. Like, I don't know, it was just weird. And then like with next week's previews, y'all, where they're showing how Destiny want to air Mel out and everybody's like, nah, don't say it. Don't, like, they all got a secret, we don't. Like, okay, if y'all got the secret, say it. If not, keep it to yourself. Like, I don't like when people do that. Like, that's the part of it that's making me feel like they're making TV. Is it just me, or do y'all feel the same way? Anyway, the reunion basically wraps up that scene with Destiny, and Destiny was saying that, like, you know, the things she went through with her divorce and everything. Now the show, you know, the show has showed her picking up some of the pieces and everything she went through. Kimmy was like, okay, but you know, we've all went through that. You're not the only one that's went through that. And so Destiny was like, but Kimmy kind of caught Destiny off. I don't understand why Kimmy was so hard on Destiny in that moment. I mean, are we missing something we didn't see off camera, or has Kimmy been frustrated with Destiny in filming? Is that the issue? Maybe that's the issue, right? Because I really didn't get why she just didn't let Destiny have her spiel and move on. Like, it wasn't that deep to me. So I really didn't get it. So Destiny was like saying, like, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to clean it up. Like, I know, like, she knows she ain't the only one that went through it. She's trying to clean it up. And I want to hear what Destiny has to say, like, why she hasn't been sharing more of herself. Carlos did say, the producer said, you've been difficult. Like, they try to throw something at you and you just not receptive to it. You're not giving what needs to be gave. That's very interesting. I'm wondering, like, what are they trying to get out of Destiny? I'm very curious to see. I think Destiny is very guarded. I wouldn't have that man on there either, because the minute you put him out there, everybody gonna be saying he cheating, or, you know, all kind of drama and rumors are gonna come out. So I don't blame her for not putting her man out there. She probably would like to show more of her business on there. I don't know why that's not shown, so I don't know. One thing I did miss and I didn't want to talk about, when Carlos was, you know, getting upset with everybody for not having the same passion about the kids as they did in previous seasons. Maurice was saying, you know, as a group, he thought that, like, when Kimmy was going through her situation, it would honestly put everybody closer together and they would kind of drop all the drama. And because all this stuff we're arguing about and worried about is small, doesn't even matter. And, you know, it's kind of sad and disappointing that, you know, everything is still the same despite what Kimmy has went through. He kind of proved the point of being MLK Jr. But I like what he said. And I think next week we will get more into Kimmy and her health crisis and all that. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything else. I felt like I went through everything pretty quick, so I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss any valid points. There was one point where Tisha and Mel were just, like, arguing hardcore of each other. You couldn't even hear anything. And Mel was saying that the Tisha and Marsau are, you know, always thinking about her and worried about her. And she was like, you need to worry about what you doing. You need to worry about yourself. I think that's when they got to that big accountability argument, because Marsau was like, okay, you're not, you know, where's the accountability for you? You're the one that came over there to Miss Wanda trying to get it started, which she did. And so Mel was like, I don't have to talk to you. Carlos is asking me questions. And then Tisha got in, and then that's how they ended up all talking over each other. When they do that, I can't even hear what they say to repeat it back to you. But Mel was not having it. They were trying to say, Tisha and Marsau was trying to say Mel be worried about them, and they were trying to, you know, vice versa. It's a whole mess. Mel was like, you guys need to be worried about what y'all got going on and all this stuff. So it don't look like Mel and Tisha will ever move forward, because we see in part 3 it's gonna get worse between them. Anyway, y'all, that was pretty much it. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, drop it in the comments, y'all. Like I said, I gotta get to bed. I will talk to y'all soon, though. We got reunion part 3 next week. I think Love and Marriage DC also starts next week, so we'll be busy over here at the Brandi Yvonne channel. Again, thank y'all for the support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.